So I finally got around to watching the final episode of Bisco, and I find myself thinking very similar to how I felt when the first core of 86 ended. Which I was like, okay, it was a split core series, it was announced, and I knew it was coming back for more, but I left that show within its first core thinking, this could serve as an open-ended sort of ending. We don't know the final hurrah, the final push of the story, but it just felt like you could leave feeling satisfied. And I find myself saying the exact same thing with Bisco, because the main story hook, the corrupt governor finally got killed, we put the sister Pau in charge as being the new governor, things are looking a lot better, the Rust Eater cure is now in the general public's hands. So how would you continue on with the first season of an anime, adapting a single novel, and there being multiple novels still ongoing and already released? And the fact that they ended one story but set up a new one. Because with Bisco coming back, essentially he's immortal, he's invincible, he's not going to age, and he's not going to die. Most people probably don't want to experience that, unless their loved one, their best friend, their family members could live alongside them. So the idea of a very long journey of trying to reverse that, I mean, it's an interesting story hook for a Season 2 sequel bait, go read the light novel, or leaving the show feeling satisfied, being like, I don't need to see that outcome. I don't need to see them get to the objective of basically turning him back to being human. I could leave the show feeling completely and utterly satisfied, and that's exactly how I feel. They did exactly what they needed to for a final episode. Everyone got their chance to shine, they had a little bit of importance, and best of all, everyone actually survived. The thing that shocks me the most isn't necessarily that Milo and Bisco survived, but more so Jabi himself. That man has had at least 3 or 4 big death flags, and the fact that he actually survived it, I'm glad. I'm actually glad that the main core cast ended up surviving. I'm glad the sister got cured. I'm glad that the governor ended up getting destroyed. I'm glad that everyone kind of had their moments, and we got those heartfelt, badass, and just kind of somber moments to tie the show together to make it an easy recommendation for anime fans, new and old. It has an almost old school feel that I think veteran anime watchers, the people who like the Triguns and things like that, are probably going to get a kick out of something as wacky and I think gritty as this, but newer anime fans are easily going to be like, I really wish I could watch something similar. Do you guys have any recommendations? And honestly, it's a little hard to point to because it is such a grab bag of idea. I love the idea that everyone had a moment to shine, even if they were just little cameos throughout the episode. And the fact that we tie it all together with how the show started off. That same gatekeeper who I thought was a bit of an asshole the first time we met him, but I actually kind of grown fond of him, and the fact that they ended it in a similar way. The man-eating doctor or the man-eating panda, and the fact that ultimately they give them the cure as they're kind of running away. He's like, what are you doing? I can't believe it was you, after he complimented him, saying how he actually didn't think he was that bad of a guy. Just to see how they kind of like roped it all back to the first episode, but have it feel a lot more peaceful and hopeful for the characters in question, and knowing that the city that we were kind of fleeing from for so long now has a good shot at being independent and free. And that's what made the show so great. It really knew what it was doing, even with the CGI and how they blended it with the world. Everything about this production felt competent, and I leave completely satisfied. It may not be my favorite anime of the season, but it's a damn good series that I'm probably going to be recommending for many seasons to come, because I doubt many series are going to compare to it. And I actually thought it was really sweet to see the final moment, because, I mean, we get the kiss, of course, before everything hits the fan. I mean, the sister coming in with that and then not only being like, yeah, I know what I want, I'm gonna have it afterwards. I mean, best bro Milo here shipping them, being like, you guys would make a perfect husband and wife. But then seeing just like the bromance, nothing like overly sexual or anything. It was just like a true mutual love about brothers here. And the fact that like you dying, like if we're dying together sort of a thing. And I absolutely adored how they were able to really put an emphasis on that while also simultaneously building up a romance that seemingly Bisco kind of fled from, which is completely in character for him. But you'll love to see it because they really just let every character have their moment, big and small, and whether it was romantic, whether it was goofy, whether it was badass, it just felt like this episode represented all the big moments, little and even large, that this show had to offer, and it really wasn't a dull moment. It was worth the hype, in my opinion. Thoughts, if you have any, though, on the last episode or the project as a whole? You gonna go check out the light novels now that the season is over, or are you just gonna wait and see if they make more, whether they do or not? Let me know down below, leave a like if you enjoy, and subscribe if you're new around here. Until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.